See what's happening. Hello,
Hey,
everybody.
how are you?
It's excited utterance here. It's my very first live stream. Hooray!
Yay.
Welcome to the future. And here is my very first guest,
Yes,
Dolly Talk.
so exciting.
It is exciting. And I think we might be getting some people from Jodi Day over
Yes.
at MLS Law Show and Nick Starrow's Trial Watch. I watched Jodi Day for the first time
Oh, you haven't
pretty
seen it?
much. Yeah, today was a good
Yeah.
introduction to Jodi Day.
Well,
Let's just say
day
that.
6, part 2 is probably the best, but
Yeah, well, I've heard that there's more coming. Let's just say thank you everyone who's
hey,
showed up for my
I
birthday,
know.
like my very zero birthday.
It's
This is so
intimidating.
exciting. I know. And welcome to the future, by the way. It's already next week.
Wow, it is.
It is, well, here in this land here,
Yes.
it's next week.
Hey, Val.
It's Sunday. Yep.
Murs.
And oh, Valhalla, hi. Eris, hi.
Oh, you can
You've been waiting a
select
while.
the comments and pop them up on chat.
I can. Oh, I can. Oh, see, I'm very new to this. All right, how do I
No
do it?
worries.
Okay, so just a minute.
Maybe I can.
I'll let you all know.
Oh, I
I'll
can.
let you all know that. Oh, yes, yes. This is my co-host,
Yes.
and I did. It was a typo earlier. I was talking to Sal, and I was saying co-host, but I said co-hose, not ho, like as in
Hose.
ho, but HOSE,
Garden hose.
cut like garden hose.
Yes.
And that means he has actual control over StreamYard today because I'm such a
Ah,
noob, and he can actually move things around and stop me from boomerang too badly.
yes.
So he can put up chats and things like that. So could you please choose some other ones? Because I'm like, what do I do? Ah, yes,
Thank you,
Alice.
Chandler.
Yeah, okay.
Yay.
He would like to be. He's hoping to be. Rated by 2 parties. Cool. Who else is here? Can you show me? Oh,
Nice to see you guys.
Oh,
oh
hey.
baby.
Hey. Yes.
Yeah, is this Liv? It is absolutely Liv. Definitely composer. It's so Liv.
Yes.
I believe we have an Australian in the house who's actually stayed up all night,
I
like
know.
me, but even crazier than me because she doesn't have a stream. Where is she? Pixie? Is Pixie here? Let's try and find Pixie.
Pixie Page is here. No, she's
Page.
not.
Pentagram, hi.
Pixie hasn't messaged yet.
Okay, we have Murph. We have Jungmin. I'm going to do this myself. I've never done this before. Hey, I put one up
Yay.
there myself.
Good job.
That's my first one ever. Hey, Shelly. Okay, sweet. All right. We have David joining us shortly. And we have a lot of stuff to get through. But basically, the way it's going to work today is we're going to have lots of gossip and lots of tea. And I'll show you. Go like this. I'm going to try and do this, Sal. I need
Okay.
some encouragement.
I believe in you.
You believe in me?
I
All right,
do.
let me see. So I need to choose a little layout.
Oh,
And we're
yes.
going to do, it's this one here, I think. That one there. Whoop.
Yay.
And then I need to put the thing in there. Oh, it's already in there.
Yep.
Was that rude? Hang on, how's it go?
No,
And
it should
then
already be there.
I need to take Shelly's thing away. How do I do that?
Oh, you either just click a new chat and then select it to unremove
Or how
it.
do I just get rid of chats altogether? Oh, hang on. I put Pixie there first.
If you go back to the original chat, I can remove it. You have to go up to the original chat to unselect it.
Yeah, but I wanted to show Pixie. Hi, Pixie.
Oh, hi.
Okay. Sorry,
Yay.
could you give me that instruction again? I'm starting to boom
no,
already.
it's okay.
Can you do
If
that?
the chat goes off the screen, you have to scroll up to find it and hit hide, or just select a new chat and then select it again to hide that one.
Could you just do it for me, Sal?
Sure.
All right, moving on. So we're going to be talking today about This stuff.
Tea.
Tea time with
Oh.
all
Earl
the.
Grey.
You like? Jamie, you
I
like?
do.
Yes, you did a good job.
Very professional.
All the utter.
Dishing all the tea. That's right. Oh, hang on. Do we have someone else here?
Hello.
Hey, hey, David. Nice stream.
Congratulations on your first live.
Why, thank you.
Live.
Live.
Your first live. Yes, your
You
first
say
live.
it
So
wrong every time. Hey, Nicholas, thank you for being here.
Yeah.
Thank you. Yes. So all the hearsay. That's right, Shelley. Okay. So we're gonna have lots of gossip today, and here's the way I want to do it. And like, please help me out because obviously I'm brand new, and I want to do it a little bit differently to maybe how some other people do it. Because I'm in Australia, and
I'm sorry.
I'm also not a lawyer.
is that why I'm on the right side of the screen? This is Australia.
Yeah.
It's also next week, so you're in the future, and I don't want to just show like court and look at court. Also, because I don't have any really good court footage right now, but I do want to talk about some things that have been happening in a really pertinent case at the moment, things that people are talking about. But I don't want to just talk about what's happening in it. I want to talk about what people are saying about it. So we're talking about what people are talking about. Does that sound fun?
Ooh, it's gossipy. I
love
like
It's
it. I
gossipy
feel like a
and more
woman. I need to get
A
my
little
bra
bit, and
on.
that's why we need our
Yes.
tea,
I
and
already
that's
have
why we
mine
need
on.
our
Did you say
lamingtons.
put a bra on?
Yeah, put a bra. It's why we need our tea, and it's why we need our lamingtons. Now, does everyone know what a lamington is?
I have coffee. Does that count?
So do I,
I have orange
because
juice.
it's 4:09 in the morning, and I need coffee.
8:03.
And I went out dancing till 1 a.m. And then I was like, do I go to sleep? Do I stay up?
Fancy.
No. If you fell asleep, you wouldn't. You'd still be sleeping. I feel. You didn't sleep? Did you? Yeah.
No, I really didn't. No, I didn't. So yeah, a lamington is back me up on this, Pixie, and has bronze turned up?
Wait, why is my
What?
chat not showing up?
Oh, look, come on now, it's 4:10. She did say she was going to turn up, but that's really asking a fair bit.
Who's
She's
that?
also unbronzed. She's from Gold Coast, which is about an hour south of me, and she turns
That
up.
one did.
She comes to the afternoon sessions she's been coming to the afternoon sessions, hasn't she, Sal?
Yeah.
For Randolph all week.
Yeah, whenever she wakes up.
Well, I think it's about when she gets to work at 9 a.m.
Valhalla's in the chat.
Valhalla's here. Valhalla's here.
Oh, Val.
How come he's not modded yet?
Being rowdy? Is he being rowdy?
Is he being rowdy though? Oh, look, he's doing
rowdy.
all
Look
the
at
things.
He's doing the
Look at
YouTube
him.
things. He deserves a wrench.
He's doing things. Maybe he deserves a wrench.
Wow.
Can I give him a wrench from in here though?
Yeah,
No,
just right click on his name and then you have options.
Don't do it.
Or not right click. Click the
Should I not do it?
click the
Should
little
I?
3 buttons and then you have options.
Whoa.
Oh, do I now?
3 buttons,
Do
huh?
I now?
I also
Should I?
chatted in case
You make
in
him
case you
earn
wanted
it.
to give me
Make
a
him
wrench.
Oh,
Make
okay,
him
so
earn
what is
it,
it?
make him
Hang on.
wait.
When I do it, it says put user in timeout or ban user and delete their comments.
There's
Yeah,
other options as well.
That's
Are
all I
there?
can see.
You have to. I thought you had to do it in YouTube.
I thought you had to do it in YouTube too, actually.
Oh yeah, no, you have to do it in YouTube.
Oh,
Not in
right.
StreamYard. Yeah, you got to go to
I
your
actually
YouTube
asked
stream.
if I could do it in StreamYard.
Oh no.
Is what
Sorry.
I asked.
Oh, I didn't hear
No,
that
you're
part.
tricking me.
I made comments
Tricking me.
Listen.
about liking and supporting you, and I wanted to pull it up, and it doesn't show up in StreamYard.
So I got to put my screen on the other side now because you have me on the right side of your display. So now
Well, okay.
I'm looking up at you now.
Here's the reason, right? It's because a lot of the chats are small enough that they'll stay on the left-hand side and they won't cover up people.
I see.
Yeah. If they get large enough, and I'm not saying that to be dirty at all, Lefty, shut up. right? If they get large enough, then they cover up people, and you'll be first in line right now, MLS.
That's okay.
Exactly.
But
I'm secure enough.
In his
yeah, no, you're
masculinity.
anyway, back to what I was saying.
Confident in my sexuality. Valhalla in the chat, by the way, says he's absolutely up to no good. So
Exactly. You did.
Valhalla
but he's
should've
got a
just-
wrench now. Wait,
I think he's got
did
a
I get a
wrench.
wrench? I'm not wrenched
I
yet.
know.
You haven't gotten a
Okay.
wrench yet.
No.
We'll
All
see.
right.
See if you behave.
I might not.
You should have made him wait a little bit.
Yeah,
I know.
Yeah. Well,
Should have played hard to get.
Valhalla getting a wrench is kind of like me arriving in YouTube. So, Valhalla having a wrench is kind of a status symbol for me.
I feel like it. Yeah, it kind of is, right? You're like, oh,
It is.
Valhalla's wrenched in my channel. That means
Yeah,
something.
it
Like
is.
I'm on par now with Ricada and Good Logic and
Kind of.
Legal
Yeah, I've got
Vices.
50 subscribers.
Yeah.
I agree. It's probably a fetish for him. He
But
likes.
yeah,
He likes those.
it is.
wrenches.
He does, yeah. Did you see what I said
Nothing
about
wrong
him
with
the other
that.
day when I did his little shout out? I called him something. What was it? The man with the biggest toolkit and the horniest beasts in the land, or something.
True.
Yes, if you wanted to copy that one, right? A lamington is a very soft sponge cake, extremely soft and light, and it's covered in chocolate. And when I say chocolate, it's like a chocolatey syrup kind of icing, and then coated in a light dusting of desiccated coconut. And if you're really lucky, you get ones that have jam in the middle. And when I say
Oh.
jam, I don't mean jam in terms of what you think jams are, which have like fruity chunks, more in terms of probably what you would consider to be jelly.
Okay. So it's like,
Yeah.
okay.
Like a layer of, like, almost like you've cut a sponge cake in the middle and you put the layer of bread stuff that's sweet.
Okay.
You with me?
Yeah.
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 Yeah. And we really like them here. They're messy as though. So you'd have them with a cup of tea. So that would be a really good thing to gossip over. Let's move on, shall we?
okay.
We today are going to be talking about, oh, there we go, tea time.
Oh, look, it moves.
It moves, Kohberger.
Aww.
Is this a?
Okay.
Oh, is this a? This
We're gonna
is
do
a
a quick-
slideshow. I've never done one.
A little bit. And do. So today, and I know, Shelley, you like this photo, right?
Mm,
You like this photo?
I like the
You
photo.
are.
Good looking man.
Cronenberg. He should be out of prison and directing movies right now. That's all I gotta say.
Cronenberg.
Mm-hmm.
He should play himself in a
Anyway.
movie when he's acquitted.
Well, this is a bit of a movie star kind of shot. Most of the shots of him are just of him with his eyes sort of looking at the camera like that. Yeah.
I think okay, so I'm looking at the chat and I'm just thinking back to the various comments that Jung has made and Salvador has made, and I feel like
I was
they
kidding.
are the opposite sides of the same coin.
Hmm.
Am I
As in go.
wrong in my assessment?
No, there's a lot of people on like Twitter and everything that are simping over him.
No, but just in general, your comments,
Oh.
Salvador, and Shelley's comments in chat are essentially the exact. You guys are opposite sides of the exact same coin.
I mean, I don't find men attractive, contrary to popular belief in that.
So like
tip.
like
But
Jung
no,
will
I don't
simp
see anything weird with
any
him.
guy, and Sal will simp over any woman.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I see.
That's what he meant.
Yes.
Oh, yeah. Then,
Well-
yeah. We're the same.
Okay. All right. So facts on evidence, and
Up, Val.
moving on. So this is not a bad photo of him. However, it's hard to come across in the media a good depiction of him, because most of the photos of him, they try to make him look as monsterly as possible.
If only he was Hispanic.
So today we're just going to do a really quick recap of what the Idaho 4 case is all about, just in case there's anybody here who's been living under a complete rock. who is like a mushroom kept in the dark and fed on cow manure. Just if you don't know anything about it, which I doubt there's anyone here who knows nothing about the Idaho 4 case, but if you don't feel bad. We are going to just bring you up to speed really quickly. We're going to have some tidbits of the latest news because in the last week, tons of stuff has happened in this case, and it's going to like just the little bits I'm going to give you are going to like rock your world. You're going to be like, what the hell? And rumors and WTF, because there are some serious rumors and what the actual going around about this at the moment. And yeah, I don't even like it's blowing my mind. So let's get into it, shall we?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. We'll go back in time now to the incident. It was, and yeah, aren't they sweet? So the incident happened on November 13, 2022, and that was in Moscow, Idaho. I believe you don't call it Moscow, it's Moscow. And
It's all the same.
Sorry? They sound
I
the
said
same?
that's
No,
all
not
the
to
same.
me. Yeah. So police believe that Brian Kohberger fatally stabbed. Would you like to say these names, David?
Yeah. and What are the names?
Yeah,
Cronenberg.
David.
Oh, all of their names? God.
Yeah, go on. David.
Well, Kaylee, Madison.
No.
I'm not pronouncing the last
don't-
names.
Full names, please.
Oh, that's
Noodle.
Kaylee, gynecologist, Madison Mogan, Xena Kermit,
You were calling her Xanax.
Xanax. Yeah,
I think
Xanax.
she's Xena Warrior Princess.
And Ethan Chapin. That's the easy one.
There we go. Okay.
Yeah. Kaylee, gynecologist, Madison Mogan.
Okay. Like, I feel like that moment, you know, when you get someone come in the chat and go, that's really disrespectful.
Goncalves?
Gynecologist? No,
Yeah.
I'm not disrespecting anybody. That's their names.
No.
It is what it is.
No,
Remember,
gynecologist is
people
a
got
very
pissed at
good
the judge.
profession.
Because he mispronounced one of their names.
Yeah, something like that.
Oh,
Anyway, so here's the thing, right? They believe that he came in and stabbed all these people between 4 a.m. and 4:25 a.m. 25 minutes. Okay. It
Yeah,
gets
that's
better.
hard.
It gets better. So next, hang on, wait for the little slidey thing to happen. All right, next. Okay, so there's the house. It's apparently what they call a weird-looking house.
Open floor plan.
3 levels and kind of a strange-looking staircase in between. Time frame then has been narrowed down to a 16-minute window, 4:04 a.m. to 4:20 a.m.
No way.
Yeah? Yes way.
No, I mean, I'm sure they have narrowed it down. I just don't see how it's physically
yes way.
possible.
Oh, well, I'll show you.
Yeah.
So,
Oh, you're gonna show us how?
yeah, I'll go try.
Yeah, she's going to go all feral on us.
I'll do my best. Perry Mason style. Look at like that. Okay. All right, next. So, yeah, moving on. I should have made these little transitions. No, they're probably all right the way they are. Okay,
Yes.
so at 4 a.m.
Wait, hang on. Can we
yeah.
establish the timeline? Because you gave the times.
Oh,
but
I could have gone
it
into
is
far more detail.
16 minutes, right? 16 minutes.
Yep.
That's it. So we're talking about 16 minutes. Okay.
Yep.
As long as we're on the
16
same
minutes.
page.
We are. Okay, so 4 a.m. All the occupants of the house were asleep except for ZK, which is Xana Kernodle.
The one who survived?
No.
Oh, okay.
No. Who received a DoorDash delivery around that time, right? Or at that time, apparently. Then enter the White Elantra. Like my White Elantra ad? Tell you what, I'm now getting ads for the White Elantra because I searched for a White Elantra
Of
photo.
course. Yeah.
So, yeah, police said it was the 4th time, this is at 4:04 a.m. Police said it was the 4th time Kohberger's Elantra passed by the house that morning, starting at 3:29 a.m. So they reckon that car had been going poof, 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 And at 4:04 a.m., that was the fourth time that it had gone past. Just gone past. That's all they know.
Yeah.
Do they have a license plate, or do they just have the
No.
rough shape of a vehicle in the dark?
They just
from
think it's an alarm.
distance,
That's it. That's it.
grainy image.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah, they just got that, and they have a phone that's pinged of his phone's pinged around that area, like as in the cell tower that's closest. Now, how they've then gone and got it down to in that set, was it 16 minutes? There's 4 key moments that happen in that 16 minutes. Number 1, DM. I can't remember who DM is. It's one of those 4 people.
Dylan.
Yeah.
Dylan.
Waking up at 4 a.m. to what sounded like Goncalves playing with her dog. Ha, dog.
Yeah, right on
Quite
cue.
cute. Yeah. A short time later, DM said not Dylan. She heard who she thought was Goncalves say something to the effect of, "There's someone here." Or was that the one that ended up calling the cops the next day? The one that survived? Could have
I
been.
think so.
Yeah. All right. Anyway, next. Dun, 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 dun. So the next thing, and this is all from the affidavit, by the way. That's why there's like these around it. A review of records obtained from a forensic download of Knodl's phone, Silent Knodl's phone, showed this could have been Knodl, as her cellular phone indicated she was likely awake and using the TikTok app at approximately 4:12 a.m. All right, so there we go. So there's another thing that happened. They've got some physical evidence of within that period. Now, DM looked out of her bedroom but didn't see anyone. She opened her door again when she heard crying from Knodl's room and a male voice saying something to the effect of, "It's okay, I'm going to help you." Okay, so this must be the surviving one. Because
This
she
is
can't
the surviving
possibly
one who, if it was Jodi Arias or anyone else, the one that with the invasion of the unknown suspect that murdered everyone, but you happen to survive, would have been accused of murder in any other situation.
Exactly.
Right?
You
The
need to have-
surviving roommate would be accused of murder in most situations.
Yeah.
Actually, you're correct. Yes, you're right.
Or at very
You
least
need a list
strongly.
of doctor names to pronounce, apparently.
Yeah.
I know.
Hey, Moon.
Just a straight up say doctor's name. Pronouncing that. That'd be great.
Just call them all doctor.
Oh my
Doctor.
god.
Doctor.
Now, next,
Professor.
DM opened her door a third time and saw a male figure clad in black clothing and a mask. Had a mask on, remember, that covered the person's mouth and nose, walking towards her. Right, so the person was covered, like you couldn't like see this person, but here's the description. DM described the figure as 5'10" or taller, male, not very muscular, but athletically built with bushy eyebrows.
He doesn't have bushy eyebrows.
I know.
Doesn't look that bushy, right?
No.
The male
Would you
walked
see them
past
in a mask?
DM. No, cover the nose and mouth. The
I know,
male
who's she?
walked past DM and she stood in a frozen shock face. Okay, so that's it, right? So that's the description. Now, also, whilst we have this still up, I'll note that this still has been through much psychoanalysis by many
Oh.
behavioral and body language
Let's get Dr. G on.
experts. Well, I've sent an invite out, but I think it might be ignored. I have quite an recognizable name. Perhaps one of you might want to try that for me. However, yes, how dare he smile in court at his attorney?
So 5'10" or taller, male, not very muscular, but athletically built. Bushy eyebrows. Okay. There's no. Who was saying something about his nose? They didn't say anything about his nose. He has a crooked.
nose.
He has kind of a big. He doesn't have a crooked nose. I don't know if it's
Kind of
sideways.
Romanian, maybe? I don't know. Is that
He's got a
racist?
bigger arch on his nose, but that's not identified.
Yeah.
I agree with Mass. Like, How do you tell if it's in the dark? Clothed as black.
Because it's a
Good
story she's
point,
just coming
Composer.
up with because she's in fact a culprit or a perpetrator. It was
And
either
why-
her or her and someone else.
And why would he leave one person alive? Unless he didn't see her and she just saw him. But it sounds like she saw him.
Is
Or
he
he
6'3",
saw him.
6'4"? He does look really tall, Composer.
Oh,
He does
good
look
looking
super
man.
tall. Yeah.
Didn't we look up
He
his height
towers over people in the courtroom.
or something? I don't know.
Yeah.
What's that?
I thought we looked up his height when we were doing a stream one time.
He's
I
like
thought-
5'10", or not 5'10". He's
No.
like 6'3" or something, or 6'2".
Oh, boy. Women love him on dating.
6'6" and 6". He's missing the third 6 probably.
Hey, Iris, thank you, you sweetheart. All right. Okay, moving on. So, what's next?
Really, Sean?
Sean. Now, here's the alleged murder weapon, right? Now, here's the thing about this murder weapon is no one's actually found the murder weapon. So this thing here, this stabby thing, no one's found that. Doesn't exist, right? But
Yes.
what's been found is this thing, this piece of leather, right? And it was placed, and people keep referring to it as being placed, including the prosecution, keeps referring to this thing as being placed under one of the victims, one of the female victims. I can't remember which one it is, not really that relevant to this stream. But
The first, I think.
it was, pardon, the first one? Yeah,
No.
it might have been the first.
Maybe, unless they don't know. Never mind.
I'm looking
Now-
at a broom on the floor. Was it placed there or did it fall and just happen to land there?
It's kind of irrelevant to me. It was on her bed. So, okay. Now, they identified some touch DNA on the knife sheath, or the clip apparently on the knife sheath, which I suppose is this thing.
Yeah,
Is
the
it?
button,
Like, yeah,
little
so-
snap.
yeah, I can't like point at it for you, but it's this thing at the top there that looks like a little band-aid or something. And touch DNA is not, wait, David, can you explain this? Or
Well, touch DNA is essentially your skin cells rubbing off and landing on something, right? When you shake hands, you get touch DNA from the other person's hands on yours. Anything you touch, you leave skin cells behind or other cells behind, and that's the touch DNA. So it literally could have come from anywhere.
is it also called trace DNA?
It's the same.
Right. Okay, right. So here's the thing. Oh, greedy bloke.
You got to say it.
That's not a knife. This
There
is
you
a
go.
knife.
Oh God, I'm watching Crocodile Dundee tonight.
Are you? Oh, it's so politically incorrect.
Is it?
I love
Is
it.
it?
I
I
love
haven't
it.
seen it. My parents used to watch it when I was like 4. But I don't
That's
think
a bloke.
I don't think I've ever
It's
seen it.
shocking.
I
Okay.
love everything about that movie.
Yeah,
should do
it's
a
pretty funny. You like that, did ya? Did I do it okay? Good. I just never know. Okay, so they found this sheep. Now, apparently, and I only found this out this week. I didn't realize, but they tracked his Amazon purchases to like 8 months before the incident. Apparently, he bought one of these on Amazon. So, okay. What gets me is that as far as I know, and as far as I've heard anywhere else, the only bit of DNA link of him in that house at all is that bit of touch DNA on that object, which is just like, to me, sorry, that's Zachariah Anderson all over again. I'm annoyed. Like, come on now. Have you got more? I hope they've got more than that, because that's annoying to me. Like, it's a party house. That place is a party house. There's so many dudes' DNA all over that place. If
Oh,
he
that's what I
knows one of
said.
those girls,
That's what I said day one. If they can put him in that house for any party or get together at any point,
Yep.
like the last couple of years,
yeah,
it completely explains the touch DNA. That's what I said from day one.
Yeah. I mean, you could twist it though
100%.
to say that he was there stalking them and planning. So placement at the house. But I mean, as far as I know, there's really nothing to really connect him to these people.
So then he needs to be able to, and remember, his defense team has way more information than we have.
Yes.
And
They
so
Yes.
Yeah.
if they know that he had a knife and he sold it, say, to a pawn shop or at a garage sale or
Ooh.
something like that,
Yep.
you know, there's
Yep.
enough of reasons why it could have gotten there.
Yep. Absolutely. I mean, he could have hooked up with one of those girls and just been playing with this object, in that
Possibly.
house. Or had just been to a party and been playing with this object in that house. Or he'd give it to a friend and it ended up in that house. It's just one object. But more importantly, from what I can tell, like, if he was in that house performing these acts, how on earth is his DNA not in that house? Like, how? That
I've
makes
also-
no sense. And, I
Well,
mean,
it's
everywhere.
not like he
Why- how
didn't
is there
clean
not-
up at all.
Yeah.
How is there not trace? It's 16 minutes, right? How is there not traces of him everywhere? It's just, was he wearing a damn scuba suit or something? Like, and that's not
Well,
what the
not according
testimony
to
of
the
housemate
perpetrator.
said.
I mean, the surviving.
So survivor, yes, exactly. And like Composer said, they also have three other untested DNA samples
Yeah.
on that sheet.
Oh, is it 3?
Right.
Oh, on the sheet?
3 on the sheet.
I thought it was just in the
Right.
house somewhere.
No, on the sheet.
Oh.
Right, and that's correct, right? Now, the other day at the hearing, was a week ago, the prosecution was questioned about this, and apparently they couldn't for some reason. They were, what do you call it? They were not complete or something like that. There was some reason why they.
So there wasn't enough of the DNA to test it?
Apparently, but there was something there. There were 3 other people.
How
but they
convenient is that? They
Couldn't, or they
can't.
hadn't, or convenient.
This is so sus.
All right. So anyway, moving on from that.
I mean, well, compared to like the Gildo, whatever it is, beach killer, where they actually have, a lot of evidence, and there's such a big difference. Anyway, sorry. Carry on.
Look, yeah, there is a big difference. That's correct. And okay, I am also keeping an open mind about him because
Sure.
I feel we're only seeing one side of that. We
Sure.
have not heard anything from the other side whatsoever.
Yeah.
But you're right. There's been
yeah.
more compelling evidence released to the
I mean,
public about Rex.
The fact his wife immediately left him is a little
Yes,
sus.
but
no, we need to keep
yes.
an open mind.
we do. I mean, it would be a lot of pressure on the family. So
Sure.
you don't know.
Yeah, I feel bad
hang
for
on,
him.
I'm just going to show this.
Mark Furman lives in Idaho.
Unqualified for CODIS for 3 unidentified male DNA samples. Yep, that was the word.
Male. Okay.
Yeah, thank you
great.
for that. Heather Mosher? Hello. I don't know
Great.
you, Heather. Could you please subscribe?
Oh, yes,
would be so
please subscribe,
wonderful.
Heather. I haven't seen you before.
Thank you.
Yeah,
Welcome.
it's just
Yes,
there is so much wrong with this.
there is. Now, that's the next thing I want to talk about. So there's been so much secrecy along the way with this case, and yet so much public chit-chat. So first he was indicted by a grand jury. Now, David, I'm so glad we have a real lawyer here to tell us what is a grand jury all about.
Okay. Sorry, I was downloading Crocodile Dundee.
I wrote it down to watch later.
So a grand jury. So there's 2 ways to charge somebody with a criminal offense at the felony level. It's either a grand jury or a paper indictment. A paper indictment usually has a police officer signing off saying, "I swear that these statements that I'm making are true, that this person, that we think that this person committed a crime. Here's the evidence." We've read through indictments and stuff like that in the past. The other way is a grand jury, where the prosecutor, the DA, whatever, presents what they believe is evidence in the form of witness testimony and other statements in front of a panel of jurors could be of various sizes. Every state's different. I don't know particularly what Idaho is. And then they need to be convinced that there's essentially probable cause to charge somebody with this crime.
Mhm.
And but it's unchecked. There's no cross-examination. The defendant doesn't even know it's happening. And so that's essentially how a grand jury will then, if they hand down the indictment, say, okay, everything that we heard leads us to believe that there's probable cause to indict. But it's also, more importantly, it's unchecked. There's no cross-examination, but then it's also hearsay. And other evidence that might not be otherwise admissible at the trial can also be used to get the
hearsay too.
Yeah, the rules of evidence are very loose if they apply at all to a grand jury indictment.
Yeah.
So, so why would what would be a reasonable reason why the state would do a grand jury that isn't like prejudiced against the defendant?
So
I can't think of one.
Why they would do it? Is that what you're asking?
No, what's a reason they would do it that is not prejudiced against the fair trial of a defendant?
Well, a couple of reasons why. Again, the defense doesn't have to know about it, that it's going on. So they could go through the whole process without having the defense involved. Like the defendant doesn't even know it's happening. So that's one reason to do it. If you don't want to tip off the defendant, but you want to bring the charges without them having an opportunity to challenge it. Why I believe it was brought in this particular case, because remember, he was charged with a paper indictment, right? And he requested a preliminary examination. So if you are charged on paper, then you can insist on a preliminary examination where the state has to present evidence convincing the court that there is probable cause to charge you with the felony, but you get a chance to cross-examine their witnesses and challenge their evidence during that preliminary examination. Now, if you are the state and you are concerned that maybe your evidence won't stand scrutiny, either at this particular stage or maybe even the future, until you can kind of build up your evidence, then you can go around behind everyone's back and do a grand jury indictment, which is what they did here, because it doesn't get the scrutiny. It doesn't get challenged in any way. So this leads me to believe, one, the state either is concerned about its evidence, the quality of it, or whatever, or two, it didn't want to give the defense any sort of advantage to being able to conduct a cross-examination of their witnesses. As a defense attorney, I never waive the preliminary examinations because it's the only time I get to see what the witnesses are going to say on the stand, how they're going to say it, how they're going to appear potentially in front of a jury. They're not in front of a jury. It's a judge thing, but I can see how they act and how they respond to my questioning, to the prosecution's questioning. You can get a lot of information from it. So if the state doesn't want you to have that advantage, they can just indict you through a grand jury process, and you lose out on that advantage. It might also be something about, the quality of their evidence as well.
Well, I mean, and Ann Taylor, the defendant's, the defense attorney in this regard, in this trial, she has been trying to get the grand jury indictment thrown out since the beginning. I heard. And she's now filed for a motion for prosecutorial misconduct just in the last day. Yes, she has.
I didn't see that. That's good.
Yeah. Because of the fact that he has been forced basically to waive his right to a speedy trial. Yeah.
And he kind of, I mean, I don't know, maybe it was a ploy, but yeah.
No, like, and really, I mean, we're going to go through a bit of this in a minute.
Yeah, sorry.
Really, they have been, that's fine. Really, the state has pushed back on so many things over the last few months that made it just impossible for the deadline to be met, the October 2nd deadline.
Yeah.
And they pushed the defense into a corner. And of course, they've made it look like he is the one playing the system. But no,
it's
just been impossible.
Oh, sure.
And yeah, the whole starting off with this whole grand jury thing has made it so that they have not been able to have a preliminary hearing.
Oh yeah, and they had
yeah,
to spend months trying to get the grand jury information.
well, because it's all secret.
Yeah.
And so yeah, there's just being able to get discovery has been just motion after motion after motion, and it looks like he's the one, or the defense is the other ones that are causing the holdups.
Yeah.
Whereas, am I right, David? Does it sound?
As far as the prosecution delaying everything?
Yes.
Yeah, no, it has
Yeah.
been. The prosecution, well, it keeps saying that it doesn't have the information that the defense is asking for in its defense request. Now, whether it does or not, I don't know, because I'm not the prosecution. But it certainly sounds like what they're doing is intentionally delaying the process. They've been arguing all along that the defendant has foregone and waived his right to a speedy trial. Obviously, the more time they have, it betters the state. A shorter timeline benefits the defense. They don't want that. Now they have they had a trial scheduled for October 2nd. They could have a trial in 2 years.
Could be longer.
Yeah, I didn't listen to the motion. I was going to try to stream it, but I didn't listen to the motion when they asked for when they waived their right to a speedy trial. So I'm not sure on what grounds they did that. If they addressed the prosecutors, if they addressed the prosecutor's issues or lack of producing documents, I don't know.
Okay, so also, you're right. Also, there's been numerous motions by defense to allow discovery of important evidence. That's what we're just talking about. Accusations of witness tampering. Ooh, that's a new one. And prosecutorial misconduct. We just spoke about that a second ago. So let's get into it. There's so much juicy stuff. The latest stuff. So there was a court hearing that happened on August the 18th. And hang on, I'm just going to go back 2 seconds. Ooh. Court hearing that happened on August the 18th. So much happened. There was actually so much stuff that, two things. Firstly, the audio that day was shocking, like so shocking from every single feed. There was a typewriter in the foreground and just white noise. So I'm not going to bore you all with tons of really, really bad audio. Also, a lot of the things that were said that day are now superseded because of the fact that they spoke heaps about the fact that there was so much work to do before the October 2nd deadline, which is now not relevant anymore because since then he's waived his right to speedy trial. So not going to go back through all that, but there was some really, really intense stuff that happened regarding the DNA evidence. And that is what I'm going to show you today. Because the audio was so bad, I went and put some captions on it. I'm going to turn the volume up, and you might want to turn the volume up a bit as well. I've only got a couple of little clips of this lady. Her name is Gabriela Vargas, and she is the genealogy expert for the defense. So have a bit of a listen, and we'll have a bit of a chat as we go along. Let's go.
Bring me my heritage family tree DNA. All of which you can order from the company a DNA test, spit in the tube, and
sorry about her awful shirt.
Ancestry and 2020 allow you to download your data and upload free to these other sites as a normal consumer. Law enforcement cases, however, are only permitted to be uploaded into
now. Tell me what I can do about sound, and Ali will fix it.
GEDmatch, however, is not a direct-to-consumer testing.
Oh, you want me to fix it?
It is only a database.
Do whatever you have to do.
People
shit.
Results from
you may. I don't know if this will work.
And upload this site to the site to get more matches.
Did that go up, guys?
Closer relatives, higher matches.
No.
Okay,
get
you're
feedback from chat.
Sal in charge of sound.
yeah, that was a bad move. You're gonna need an audio boosting plugin,
If properly uploaded,
or send me the video
there's
and
a
I can do it.
fee that you must pay. You must
It's as
upload
good as it's
through a
going to get.
separate database than the one in which
I
consumers
The
can-
actual
yeah.
video is as good as it's going to get.
You must
I've done work
pay
on it already.
fee, and
No, there's ways to
you,
boost the audio
depending
in
on
your
the
browser.
case, may be limited on
I'll
the matches that you are able to
send you
see.
that stuff for later.
Why is that? The terms of service have changed.
The terms of
several
service have
times
changed.
Since the Golden State Killer case
Since the
came
Golden
out,
State Killer case
and
came out.
which
Do you want me to just turn it down and I'll say
investigative
what she's
genealogy
saying?
became very popular.
No, I can hear it. I think.
Yeah,
You can hear
No,
it?
we can hear it in the
used to have
All right.
everyone
caption is
opted
good.
in.
Okay.
Then it opted, Jetmatch opted everybody out, and you had to choose to opt
only a few
into
minutes at a
law
time,
enforcement
so.
match as a consumer. Then it decided to automatically opt Doe cases in. So to break that down, if you were to take a DNA test, the ancestry, and want to upload to Jetmatch, when you input that file, it's going to ask you, do you consent to law enforcement matching? And if you hit no, and I am working violent crime non-Doe case, I should not be able to see that you are a match to my unknown DNA contributor. You said should not. Should not. Does it happen anyway? It does. It has.
And is that because there's a problem with Jetmatch? If you upload it and
I don't think it was dead mattresses. I think it was dead matches.
There was
I just sent you a message in private chat.
there are a lot of tools that are available in Jetmatch. These tools allow you to make comparisons of two or more people and how they relate to each other and share DNA. One of these tools allows you to compare many matches, not only against your DNA profile that you're working, but also against all of their matches to see if their matches match each other. When you utilize this tool,
That was weird.
there is
It was.
a
Blow up
feature
doll.
that you can edit the list of kits that are originally selected. So when you upload your profile, it takes about 24, 48, 72 hours max to tokenize in the system. It then produces a list of matches. Okay? And these matches are biological relatives to the unknown DNA contributor. We don't know right away what relationship they are, but they are all biological relatives. One of the tools is called the matrix tool. And what the matrix does is it compares the match, the DNA profile against a specified number of the profile's matches. So for example, if I run the profile's kit number, they're all given a kit number. If I run profile's kit number and I compare it to 100 of the profile's top matches,
Did you just turn it up excited, you said?
Compare
Yeah, I did.
profile to all of the matches and all.
I thought it sounded a bit clearer when I did.
One on that list of 100 people. Okay.
Let me see what you think. Let me make sure. So you have one person who lists their matches. This tool also gives you a list of those matches.
So it's a multi-step process. So initially, if I am putting my subject's DNA in the system, I don't know who it belongs to. I put their kit number in. You get a kit number after you upload the data. Okay. I put the kit number in. I run a tool called one-to-many, and it's going to show the top 500 matches that this subject has. I then would go to utilize the manipulation tool, the loophole. You would then go with the top match.
There's a loophole.
Knows all about the loophole.
Yep.
Run their matches.
It's a 3-hole wonder.
So the top match of your subject's top match, you would run their matches. Okay.
Wait, is this
Once
woman
you
missing
run
some
their
teeth in
matches,
front?
There is
Yes.
a tool that allows you to edit that
Summer
list
teeth. I
of
just noticed
There's a
that.
tool and a
How
We're
loophole.
looking at the matches of the subject.
Jamie knows summer teeth.
Top relative,
Summer teeth?
not the
Summer teeth.
subject's
Some are there, some aren't.
matches,
Oh,
right.
Must be a Michigan thing.
Edit kit list.
I guess.
You put
People
the
use that all the time.
subject's kit number into the tool that you're going to now analyze.
You're going to analyze the tool.
These matches, it tricks the system.
Her show teeth are missing too. That's disappointing.
Allows you to see matches that you wouldn't have seen when you ran your initial match list.
Okay. So she just said that there's a loophole in the system that law enforcement can use
Yeah.
that normal people can't.
Even
Right.
when they select the box, I do not want this to be used for law enforcement.
Yeah.
Yep.
That's what she said.
Well, I can't commit any crimes then because
And
Just
those
hope
are
your son
people
doesn't
that
either.
did not
Yeah.
agree with law enforcement to see their
No, it's
Those matches.
My
that are
understanding
revealed
is that
are only
you can
matches that are happening.
upload you get your DNA profile and then you go to this service to like find family or whatever. And you can upload your DNA profile and see if you're related to anyone.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Harmless.
Yeah.
But
well, not
Apparently.
necessarily.
Fed's gonna Fed.
No.
And then they can go ahead and upload your profile pretending to be all innocent and then get your information.
Yeah. And on some of these ones, if only if you opt out and that's what she's about to say. Only
Yeah.
matches that have been opted out.
Oh, even then they can still find it.
Yeah.
They're only the ones. If you see that the subject matches one of these people, again, you're not looking at your subject's matches. You're looking at that person's top cousin, let's say, that top cousin's matches, right? When you put your subject's kit number in there, you're going to see now his kit, her kit, compared against the matches of their top match. When you find, you then scroll down and you look, oh, here's the match for 100 centimorgans. You go back to your screen where you have your list of your subject matches and you say, I don't have a match.
7 organs. Okay. So because I wasn't 100% sure what she was saying, I went and found some people online who were talking about it. So word on the streets. And I've gone and done some nice things and sort of like black some people out if they're not like reporters. So to those unable to follow because of the audio, it seems that the defense is making their case through these expert witnesses of how these websites that offer genealogy information can be manipulated. It seems clear that law enforcement, who is not allowed to access certain portions of information, apparently does, by posing as lay people and going against the website rules. This is very relevant because the prosecutor is hiding from defense the steps they took to determine its findings. It's starting to look like they may have violated the rights of individuals in order to determine its findings. The state is not being transparent and the defense is laying it out on the table. To those who say that what does it matter if it's DNA? Well, it matters big time, because if the state is being unethical and lying about it, what else is it being dishonest about? This is a very important aspect of the case. 100% agree with that last
Everything. They're lying about everything.
Yeah, they could be lying about absolutely everything. And yep, I will highlight that composer C, Fruit of the Poisonous Tree, 100%. Right, so moving on.
Yeah, that's so the Fruit of the Poisonous Tree. Just so everyone's aware of what she's talking about.
Sure.
Evidence that is obtained illegally in violation of your constitutional rights or whatever else is excluded. And any other evidence that was obtained as a result of the illegally obtained evidence is also excluded. Mm-hmm. So if the tree is poisoned, the main evidence, any fruit born from that main evidence that was tainted is also poisoned and therefore can't be used.
Yep.
It's really
sad. It's just like saying if you tell one lie, you're telling 100 lies. So if it works, if it's good for the goose, it's good for the gander. Yeah.
Right. Yeah, but there's so many exceptions that the courts have carved out to this rule that it's, so one of the exceptions is, well, it was in plain view. The search was illegal, but the other evidence was in plain view. So therefore we can still use it. Or the search was illegal, but we would have gotten the other evidence from other means, therefore we can use it. There's all these exceptions to the rule. It's not cut and dry.
Yeah, 100%. Okay, 1,000%, 1,000,000%. Moving on.
Proves that person has opted out of law enforcement action, but I'm still able to see them.
Yeah, that's a way to use the tool to get past what law enforcement is supposed to do.
I struggle with this.
Oh.
I'm sorry. It is a tool that is provided in the database that essentially allows you to see things that you're not supposed to see.
Ouch.
And as a result of seeing those things, you are then using that match to find to identify your subject. So you're violating the terms of service by seeing these matches.
I heard crickets too, Chandler. Sorry, I was funny.
You're right. What could possibly happen next? Oh my goodness, that was some pretty damning testimony, don't you think?
Yes.
Because she has worked for law enforcement for many, many years. She's got 30 or so cases behind her where she's worked as a genealogy expert and dug up this kind of information.
I have a question. Is she trying to say that law enforcement stole the information? No,
not in this particular case. She didn't work on this case. She's saying that she has worked for law enforcement and been asked to do these sorts of things. In fact, I'll show you.
But is she saying that law enforcement in these prior cases are stealing the information?
They have, yes.
Okay, so that's a big problem.
That's a big one. So guess what happened next? This is breaking news. 2 FBI agents showed up at Miss Vargas' house yesterday evening and interrogated her about the testimony on Friday regarding the IGG, which is the genealogy. I, like Ann Taylor, hope these 2 FBI agents who showed up there recorded the entire interaction with defense witness.
Yeah, really?
Yes, it's true.
I didn't realize that that's where they showed up. I thought they were showing up at the actual perpetrator, the surviving roommate.
No. It was at Gabriela Vargas's house. So, word on the street. Honesty doesn't behave like this. Have we ever seen such a sus investigation? Especially since we know there were unknown vehicles watching before this happened. Grand jury, Thompson is the prosecutor, by the way, alluding to the FBI not being cooperative in getting them things, and now Vargas. They are protecting. They should have been writing their reports. They continuously fail to provide, even though they've been told to, instead of showing up at night to a defense witness house. And aren't Americans a little worried about what's happening in this case? I would be. Many aren't, and I can't wrap my head around why they can't play the tape through and see the consequences of such things.
Yeah.
Nope. Yeah, because the government is our friends. They would never do anything to hurt us. They're just out there for the truth. You don't need privacy because we just want to know the truth. Anyone who values their privacy over the truth, they're the true enemies of society.
Yes. It's absolutely terrifying, which is why I decided to publicly get into true crime and talk about some of this stuff. I just made this X page for my podcast, but a lot of stuff Ellie do is illegal and criminal and extremely concerning. People can't see past the he is guilty thinking. Oh, there's more.
Yeah, he's truly guilty, so it doesn't matter.
Oh, and I decided not to cover this.
It's never going to happen to me.
Ends justify the means. I
decided to keep this one open because she is quite public about her opinion, and I feel this. Yes, well, she's a public figure. First, I'll read Judge, and by the way, that's his name, Judge needs to get a protection order on witnesses before anything goes forward. The FBI should not be stopping at a witness's house for any reason whatsoever after she gave testimony. Jennifer Coffendorfer says, "What? Normal.
Only a guilty person cares about privacy, right, Dirk? Yeah, because an innocent person never gets charged nor convicted."
No.
Expert witnesses not only get interviewed by opposing side, we get deposed, and usually for hours.
Yeah, by lawyers, not the freaking federal government.
She's defending this.
This is a state case, not an FBI case.
I know who she is. I know who she is.
Well, I mean, the feds help out with state cases, don't they?
Yeah, but they usually don't do the interrogation unless they're asked to by the state police.
Okay.
Okay, Murph, really? Allegedly, they showed up after she wanted to change her testimony, and that's, I don't know about the after bit. How
convenient is that?
Yes, but she does want to change her testimony.
I don't know. She seemed pretty sincere in her testimony.
Oh, she was sincere on the day, that's for sure.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yep. Now, I'll just show you. Going. This is her testimony. This is her signed testimony. So these database tools have known loopholes that allow genealogists to see matches that have explicitly declined to participate in law enforcement matching. This is not a glitch in the programming causing this by accident. It's a standard feature within the tool that essentially tricks the system into displaying all matches as opposed to only those who have consented to law enforcement matching. This is not a loophole, nor is it something you will stumble upon. Using this tool this way requires effort and knowledge.
Remember, this is not conspiracy theories. These are conspiracy investigations.
Next, she also said, "I'm aware that law enforcement has obtained results in ways prohibited by the terms of use and prohibited by their own policies." Signed, 17th day of August, Gabriela Vargas. This is the testimony she now wishes to reconsider. Boom.
We'll see if she reconsiders it.
So much shenanigans, so little time. So, breaking news. Motion to dismiss indictment. And this defense accuses prosecutor of misconduct. So this is new. This just came out in the last 24 hours. So, by the way, Miss Ann Taylor this lady here, public defender, she is boss, right?
Yeah.
She's great. She is just like, she's who you want by your
Yeah,
side.
she's one of the best in Idaho, from what I've heard.
This woman, I tell you what. Now she knew all along, I'm sure, that October 2nd was just not going to happen.
Yeah.
And when the hearing happened on the 17th, 18th, it was the 18th, but no, I don't know, because that testimony was signed on the 17th. I don't know how that works, but it was 18th that they were in court. Anyway, so when they were all talking about the deadlines and the fact that it was just not going to be possible for them to meet all those deadlines for discovery, which were around like September 8th or so, just like 3-4 weeks away, it was very clear that he was going to have to waive his right to speedy trial. And so that's what's happened now. So Brian C. Kohberger, by and through his attorney, Nancy Taylor, public defender, hereby moves the court for an order to file a memorandum in support of motion to dismiss indictment on grounds of biased grand jury, inadmissible evidence, lack of sufficient evidence, and prosecutorial misconduct in withholding exculpatory evidence. That's what she's put forth now, right? And this is because of the fact that, well, all of those things that she said there, and she's put it forth in lieu of the fact that she has said the other day that she'll be putting this forth based on the fact that he's had to be backed into a corner, having to waive his right to a speedy trial. She's been some of these things as in terms of motion to dismiss indictment and grounds of based of the biased grand jury. She's been saying all along she's going to. Well, she's already been trying to get that thrown out. But the prosecutorial misconduct, withholding exculpatory evidence, that's new. Like, that's a new one she's chucked on the table, as far as I'm aware, unless anyone can tell me differently. I haven't seen that one before. So, yeah.
Okay.
Gosh, she's a gun.
You're muted, Dave.
What?
Have you watched all of the hearings?
I've tried, but like, I'm in Australia and I fall asleep. So
I was just wondering.
I watch Andrea Burkett.
There's a renewed motion to exclude cameras brought by the defense.
Oh, yeah, I know about that. Yeah.
We're getting to that.
That's just, yeah, we're getting to that. That's just in the last, 12 hours?
Yeah.
Day. Yeah. Yeah, I know.
I don't blame them.
Can't blame them, actually. It's a shame.
Well, I feel like the cameras could be helping him if they were doing what they should be doing, but apparently they're just focusing on his face all the time.
Yeah.
People just be like the attorneys will be making arguments and they'll just be like on him. And judge has said so many times, no, that's not what you're to be doing. And it feels like it's easier for them to be scolded later and get their shot than to do what he said. And it's not going to work out well for them. Like, they're
not in the long run.
No, the trial just won't be televised.
Or I think it will be televised, but he's going to really crack down and start holding them in contempt. I mean, he's told them over and over and over, do not focus on the defendant, cover the whole courtroom, wide view, and they just ignore him.
The state says lab reports don't exist for the 3 males. If it doesn't exist, is that considered withholding evidence?
Well, there's no evidence. I mean, you can't produce something that doesn't exist. I did hear part of that argument. The state says, hey, they don't exist. To the extent that they exist, then we will produce them. And the judge was very clear that you are going to go check and you are going to find, because they have a duty to actually not only just say, we don't have them, to actually go look and see if there is something. And but if they do exist and they're not turning them over, that would be withholding evidence. But if they don't exist, there's no withholding of evidence.
Yeah.
Because the evidence doesn't exist.
Yeah. Composer C, I don't blame them. people in the media keep talking about his body language and how that proves his skills. Wow. Might be due to some people analyzing his body language. Magnets.
Dr. G is so credible. What are you talking about?
Oh, sorry. Sorry about that. Word on the streets, isn't she, we're talking about Ann Taylor now. Isn't she known to get people off on technicalities?
I'm fine
I've
with
not
that.
heard of her before.
I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know her at all, but I mean, if she gets criminal defendants off on technicalities, that's a good thing
Good for
because
her.
the state is obviously screwing up.
Yeah. Well,
A technicality means that the state didn't do what they were supposed to do. Understand what it means.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, she's just doing her job, but it seems that she has quite a list, including how they acquired Kohberger's DNA and the 3 DNA profiles that state says they don't have. Where are they? That's her job. Hello. She has quite a list, yes, including the 3 DNA profiles that the state doesn't have. Yes, that's her job.
Yep.
Okay, you've been listening a little bit. Some people, I swear. All right, just
The
okay.
defense.
That's the
Ms.
judge.
Taylor,
That's Judge. I just want to introduce the judge. Isn't he a lovely silver fox? He's cute, isn't he?
Yeah. With that name, you just had to go into law.
Yeah, because his name was Judge.
I know. He was destined to be a judge.
But what else was he going to be? Like a
I know. Doctor.
You know,
I had
butler?
an intern for a bit. His last name was Justice. And I said,
Nice.
you need to be a judge.
Oh,
Because it'd be Judge Justice, right?
Justice. So
Or
cool.
or a porn actor.
Well, I
Yeah,
guess,
of
yeah,
course.
he could have gone one of two ways, I suppose.
Yeah, I suppose so.
Legal porn.
oh,
Like,
Sal.
God. Yeah, he could have worn his cloak
Legal.
I know.
and whipped it
Yeah.
out.
Right. Let me disrobe. Let me hold you in contempt.
Oh my God. I'm going to admonish you. Anyway,
Don't get brazen
come up
with
to the
me.
bench. Don't get brazen with me. Oh, God. All right. So that's Judge. And we're going to watch a little bit of the other hearing that happened only a few days ago. And that was when he waived his right to speedy trial. And again, if this is too hard in your hearing, please let me know. It doesn't go for too long.
request a status conference for today, so here we go. Go ahead.
Thank you.
And we do get a little bit of a look at the man himself. Not too much. Let's hope.
Ooh, the prosecutor.
To meet with Mr. Kohberger and talk about
the hell's with his
The
hair?
prosecutor.
and his speedy
Oh, right, yeah.
You like take a bowl and shave around it?
Yeah.
Go into the
Not
barber and
great,
ask
is
for a
it?
Pete Rose special.
A speedy trial.
There are
Yeah, he had a speedy haircut.
On the record. One can come after the court takes his waiver, but one I think ought to come before the court takes his waiver. Your Honor, as the court knows, we will file a number of motions to strike the death
She's
penalty.
going to try and strike the death penalty, as you would hope that she would.
Because we're here today to waive speedy and ask.
I'll be
Build
right
a
back.
record.
I think.
Cool.
Build a record. Get as much as you
that
can
one of the motions that
for
we will be
appeal, even if it
filing
doesn't
is
go through.
motion to strike the death penalty because it places Mr. Kohberger in a position where.
I really like the nitpicking by her.
One, affecting the right of the speedy trial, or the other right to effective assistance. I didn't want that to come filed later and have it be any surprise that I knew it was coming. It will be coming, that motion will be. And for us to stand up and request a continuance and waive speedy. The rest can be placed on the reports.
Okay. So
Reproductive
Just to-
reports.
just to fill you in, so previously, like 4 days or more earlier, when the full day hearing was on, the defense had asked for a stay of 35 days or so, and the judge had denied that. So basically, he still wanted his speedy trial, but he wanted it he wanted an extra bit of time
Yeah.
because of all of this mucking about that had been going on.
By the
The
state.
judge had denied it. Yeah, by the state. The judge had denied it. And so what she's come along and said, okay, well, we've got no choice. We're going to have to waive the right to a speedy trial. But I'm going to be saying that, look, I want to put forward to strike the death penalty. And since then, she's come along and she's put forth this motion for prosecutorial misconduct. She's basically going for as many different things as she can to take off the table, and to make life as hard as push back on the defense as much as she on the state as much as she can. Because of the fact that he's basically going to be languishing in jail for a long time now. And it's no fault of their side as far as she's concerned. She is tough. She's good. I like her.
Yeah. Foul.
Brady's fortune.
Well,
Hang on. I got
heard all
to.
that, Mr. Kohberger? Yes. Yes.
Cronenberg, I heard it.
Cronenberg.
Is that the case that you want to waive your speedy trial rights? Yes. Do you understand that those rights
Hey, Susie.
statutory?
Did you use AI to do the captions?
So I use AI.
Yeah.
She is
So
the
judgmental
AI.
of you.
I understand.
Maybe I am
that
AI.
If you waive, you're waiving really threat in this case. So if we were to push this out, this case, and then something else happens that allows us, requires us to push it out a little farther, you can't claim your right to a speedy trial. You understand that? Yes. Have you had enough time to discuss this with Ms. Taylor? Anybody pressuring you to waive your speedy trial rights? No. Do you want to do this? Absolutely.
Sure you want to do this?
Do you agree with this, Ms. Taylor?
Your Honor, I do agree with this. I do not believe counsel can be effective by October 2nd in 5 days.
There's like a small rat in the background.
Yeah, I believe that's Salvador.
No, my hands are up.
Away.
Oh.
Who is it?
Hands
Is it-
up. Don't shoot.
That's excited then.
Sorry.
I have this super quiet mouse and everything. I love these
Yeah.
things.
Hey, Pixie. It's Skippy in the background.
Salvador Tubin. Goddamn.
There's like one person in chat who'll get that joke.
Tubin.
Sign his name, you can sign your name on the speedy trial.
Your Honor, I can tell you that I did not prepare this.
And she's going underwater again.
No worries, David. I think.
Well, it wasn't really anticipated.
No, I fixed her.
But just in case, hypothetically, I grabbed
I'm sorry.
Odyssey form.
What's an Odyssey form, David?
Those forms
What's that?
What's an Odyssey form?
Odyssey form. I don't know what an Odyssey form is, except to say that there's most courts have standard forms for waiving certain rights
Okay.
or acknowledging your rights.
Right.
Like we call them scale forms in Michigan, Supreme Court Administration Office forms.
David, what is the effect of this and why does it matter?
Waiving his right to a speedy trial.
Yes.
So the effect of it is, essentially you force the state to get all their ducks in a row within 6 months of the indictment and to go to trial. And if they can't, then the case would be dismissed. If he waives his right to a speedy trial, then anytime it says, oh, we need witnesses available or we need to gather more evidence, they can prolong this. And essentially, since he's sitting in jail, it's going to be prolonged for a while. And he's not going to be out. He's going to be sitting in jail. And I mean, the effects of this, why does it matter? It matters because the state's going to have more time to build up their case, but also the defense. The defense is only waiving this because they need time to put their case together as well. And so you don't necessarily want to waive it unless you have a really good reason to. So it sounds like the defense really needs time to put their case together as well. The state's been hemming and hawing around some DNA evidence and things like that. And the state's just not, or the defense is not prepared to move forward. And they're concerned that the state has a good enough case that they can convict them with whatever evidence that they produced. And the defense just wants more time. But with that, I need to jump off and go to a family function.
Okay.
So thank you very much. I'm excited to be a part of Excited's first live stream. This is cool.
Thank you so much for being here. I appreciate it.
Yeah, no problem.
So much.
Hopefully you'll have more, and then I could be a part of those as well. And you and I are supposed to be doing a stream at some point, maybe in the future as well. So that'll be fun.
Yes, absolutely.
On your channel as well as mine, I think. We have two different
Dingo ate
streams.
my baby. I hope you're there for that one.
Oh, yes.
Yes, I will be there.
Absolutely. I appreciate your time.
Did eat her baby
so much, and for everything that you've done and you do for all of us in helping us to build our channels up. And
it's
keeping
fun. I'd like
our
to
little
hear
family together.
By the way, I like this format too, where you kind of walk through. It's more like a news coverage as opposed to trial stream. I like it a lot.
It's more focused.
Appreciate it.
Yeah, very cool.
Give
So
it a try.
I will see all of you later. I will be coming out with something most likely tomorrow, and otherwise I'll be in the chat. See you guys.
Cool.
Sounds good.
Bye, David.
Bye, Jamie. Bye.
David. Alrighty, moving on.
All right, let's talk crap about him now.
Yeah, now we can talk about David.
That's so awful.
So do you have any decades?
He has one?
Ooh. Yeah, it's filled with cat pictures.
Do you really, or am I?
No, I've thought about starting one with cat pictures, though.
Okay.
Starting one what?
OnlyFans. But it's just cat pictures.
Oh, the OnlyFans, right.
Yeah.
So, okay, so what people said about that, about him waiving his right to a speedy trial.
Oh, my God.
Yeah, I know, it's good, isn't it? So, this animal's trial is taking forever to start. Motion after motion. Come on now. How dare he?
Yeah, it's
Take
almost
up
like
our
this
time.
is how all's work.
I know, right? It's like so annoying. Next breaking news will be Ann Taylor and Brian Kohberger are engaged. Yeah. Does this remind you of anything at all?
Zach.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's just gross, isn't it? Like
It is.
really. It's just so gross. All right. So anyway, moving on. Meanwhile, here's a little fuel on the dumpster fire. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Turn this down. Yeah. I don't want to get copyright struck or anything because it's my first time doing this. But here's a little bit of fun. And I thought what we might do is we might have a little role play. Jamie and Sal, want to have some fun?
I'm sorry?
What are we doing?
Okay, so we're going to just read it out instead of playing the audio.
Okay.
Cool? Right.
Sure.
Okay, so I'll be this dude.
Okay.
And Sal, you be the next dude.
Okay.
And Jamie, can you be the expert lady on the panel when she comes on?
Is she gonna have
For me?
stuff? Okay.
Oh
Sure.
yeah, there'll be those. All right. So I'm gonna turn the sound down. All right. Yeah. Okay, just wait for this. This is good. All right. So the attorneys are gearing up for a trial in Lakewood County, Idaho, for quadruple murder suspect Brian Kohberger. But in the meantime, about the defendant's past are coming out, and Kohberger scheduled to stand trial in October, stabbing deaths of 4 University of Idaho students last November. Madison, whatever, Kaylee, whatever, Danica Nodal, and Ethan. Okay, I'm just going to pause it. Prosecutors tied Kohberger to the crime scene. There we go. I'll pause it, go a bit slower. Through GPS tracking data and DNA found on a knife sheath.
Oh, this is gonna be hard because it's very small.
That's all right.
Rising.
At the time of the murders, Kohberger was pursuing a PhD in criminology. They always mention that. Now, I can't read that bit. Hang on. Something about Washington State University. Doesn't really matter, this bit. It's all on white. I don't care. After leaving school in something, okay, Pennsylvania. Here we go. Former administrator at the high school, Tanya Carmela Beers, spoke about Kohberger's alleged history on the Idaho Massacre podcast.
Oh.
And she recalled one specific incident junior year that required an investigation. Kohberger was part of a vocational law enforcement program in the school district, and several female students reportedly filed complaints against him or about him. According to the former administrator,
Why though? Sorry.
Several interviews were conducted with students and Kohberger regarding the incident. After the investigations, this video's got nothing to do with it, obviously. School staff reportedly moved him to a different vocational program. Oh, hi, expert. Good to see you. Thank you.
Hey, White Rabbit, an expert.
At the end of the school year, Kohberger decided not to return. While the basis of the allegations were undisclosed, Carmelo Beer said on the podcast, what had him removed from the program, when I look back, it now makes sense, Brian. There was nothing. Hang on a minute. There was nothing.
What?
When you don't say it with his voice, there was nothing. Interesting facts. We're always trying to understand the backstory to Brian Kohberger, what a potential motive could be. Is any of that going to come into trial? I think that's a very, very slim chance. Oh, this is you actually, darling.
Oh. Okay, ready? Very slim chance that it does. And I know that we had talked about this before, homie. How you looked up to the Idaho law. And there has to be some sort of notice as to whether an application,
the prosecution
for the very specific aspect of a motive, I don't think it's going to come in that way. If the knife sheath don't fit, you must have quit. Because we don't even know the facts of this fully. You feel me? Let's imagine.
You're right.
Oh, let's imagine the worst.
Yeah, let's go.
But let's imagine the worst, homie. Maybe a yes.
Hang on. Yep.
Violent against women.
Oh, here we go.
Maybe feel slighted by them. And does something violent towards them.
Uh-huh.
Pimp hand is strong. You know
hang on. I missed it.
Oh.
I don't think it's going to come in that way because we don't even know the facts. But let's imagine the worst. Maybe he gets violent against women. Maybe he feels slighted by them and does something violent towards them. He didn't do any of those. He didn't do to any of those women. Kill them. Beaner, please. And so if you're going to try to compare of some sort of violent outburst to stabbing 4 women. 3.
4 women.
Was it? It was 3.
Oh no, he was transgender, so it's 4 women.
What? No.
No.
Is this racist, Val?
No, I don't think so. And that's the least of our worries right now, I think. Keep going, Sal.
Okay. Almost over a decade ago. I think that gets really hard.
Crazy.
Where do I think it could come in? As if he takes the stand.
A stand. I think that's a stand. Okay.
Let's say I would never be violent to a woman. My pimp hand is not strong. I would never raise my voice.
Sorry.
Would never do this. I promise. Then the prosecution gets to impeach him. I don't know. He's black. Yeah.
And say,
You said never. Let me tell you about what you did in high school.
because it's in high school.
Yeah. So I think that is a very dangerous situation where we can potentially open the door.
Good job. That could be.
Revealed so.
Even though it's private right now, if he brings it into issue, that could be revealed in a court of law. Yeah, it could.
It would be good for impeachment, homie. I have a dream. I mean, you'd have to give it to the ready though. You'd have to have it on the ready though, not give it.
Yeah.
Ready. That's awkward.
So here's the thing, right?
Well, us reading it out now, it's the stupidest argument I've ever heard in my life.
I know, right? Submitted or not, for our purposes, we're trying to understand if he did this, why did he did this? There's so much reporting about his interaction with women and what he's been up to. You think this goes to motive at all? I definitely think it goes to motive. Oh, here we go. This is you, Jamie. Just a minute.
Oh, God. There's so much reporting. But this interaction with women?
About his interaction with women.
Oh, about his interaction.
You're right.
You know what? I'm pulling a David. And what he's been up to? You think this
hang on.
goes more-
I think that's her. I think that's him, actually. Sorry.
Oh.
You're gonna pull a David, are you? Oh, but remember this bit.
He killed
This
three-
bit. This bit.
What? Fist it?
Sorry, no, this bit. This, what she's saying right
He
now.
killed 3 women. That's all I care about. And one man.
Transgender.
And it's really odd.
Yeah, it is odd to, murder 3 people. Bold statements.
At least.
You know,
I
I guess.
guess. Allegations about what he did earlier all involve women.
No, what she didn't say.
And how
Just
he's killed
keep going.
3 women and a man.
Well, boyfriend.
Well,
And that's what he said. He just goes, well, boyfriend. Boyfriend. But yeah. Yeah.
But the point is, it's a guy. Oh, sorry. I just
And
want to do black voice again.
Well, it's like going really fast. It's interesting. Why he killed these people? Because I think everybody does want to know what
Babies come from.
for babies.
What could have.
Instigated this whole thing.
Yeah.
Did he see them?
Did he
somewhere in a restaurant?
Did he put his right arm out?
Did he have a past where he?
This is just shocking.
Shocking.
Had negative interactions with women?
Well, that's every man in the world.
I mean, come on. It's very odd.
Okay, what's very odd, lady, is that you haven't said allegedly at all.
Well, I think murdering or 4 people being murdered is odd. It's a kind of an understatement. Silly.
That so far, There's nothing explaining why the stranger
theoretically. Well, thank you for theoretically would come
and kill 4 people in the middle of the night.
He was having a bad day.
And by the way, what? Not kill these other people that were
the other people.
Yeah.
Oh, why not? So I think
he could.
In for a penny, in for a pound.
We've come with some sort of explanation.
Going to satisfy, obviously, if it gets introduced into trial. It's satisfy the jury, but it'll satisfy the jury.
Do your lady voice.
Sorry, it's going really fast now, but I think that's it. Jury. We'll never know
great.
why he actually did this. He actually said again,
sure.
we'll never know why he actually did this.
Black
why he actually did this. Like, no, he didn't. No, it was the main dude.
Lame.
That just blew my mind. That whole segment blew my mind. I was like, you're all just saying he did this.
Mm-hmm.
Not he might have done it. You're just talking about why he did this. And that he was potentially has some problem with women. Oh, and why therefore would he have gone for a man then? And we want some reason, some motive for why he did this.
Well, one of the women, I guess, was maybe he was targeting one of them, and she was with her boyfriend, so he had to unalive the boyfriend. But then that wouldn't explain why he left.
At the moment. At the moment, he's innocent.
No, I know. Okay.
That's all I'm getting at.
Yeah.
They can't just
but
speak
why
like
leave
that.
others? Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they can't. They can't just speak like that. You know, that's what I'm saying. It's just, and even so I even and that was law and crim, and even some comments under that particular video echoed that. So wow, this is something. Maybe it can't be used in court, but sorry, this is just some crazy people on the law and crim first. Maybe it can't be used in court, but men who have a history of being weird around women and have a history of violating women's boundaries seem to create a kind of profile of a person that could be a murderer. Okay.
No.
Okay.
No.
Well, I'm guilty, apparently.
Yeah, exactly. But he allegedly killed a guy too. Are you insinuating that he might be bisexual?
What is wrong with people?
Well, my therapist says I have a lot of issues. Oh, you mean them?
Yeah.
Okay.
I find you fascinating, Sal.
That's one way to describe me.
I like that word. Yeah.
Well, composer, actually, no, I'm going to be balanced here because you've seen LNC fans call out this tabloid crap. Yeah, no, I'm going to be balanced. I'm not just going to show one side. Anchor better be careful saying he killed them before convicted. She needs to say allegedly killed them. Thought they were lawyers, laughy face. Haha, yeah, I did too. Well, no, I don't really. But they're constantly saying that they're lawyers. Constantly. I'm a lawyer. I've been doing this for 17 years. Yeah, right. Okay, well, how are you getting away with this? And someone else said, I'm not saying he did it, but I am saying that if you put 100 people in the same room and asked who was the most likely to be a serial killer, it's 100% him. Oh, sorry.
But why?
We're back to real life. We had a glimmer of hope over here for a minute. Oh, well. Can't have it all.
And that's the sad part about society. It's like, you could be said that you're a serial killer based off how you look.
That's it. Oh, hang on, we got some more. Did the prosecution say that a witness redacted her testimony because she signed it without reading it? I don't know. Did they? When this commenter says he killed XYZ, I was expecting Jessie to correct her and say allegedly, or Jessie must be the anchor. Yes. But instead, he just corrects after another detail. Really? Disappointing. I really expect more from Law and Crime Network. Do you?
Don't we all?
I don't. Vis-a-vis presumption of innocence. Do you? You've clearly not been watching Law and Crime for very long. Maybe we should snag this person, whoever they are. All right. Is it too late for Brian Kohberger or Cronenberg, however you like to say it, to have a fair trial? What do you think, chat? What do you think, everybody here? Because that is the end of my presentation.
I think it's going
I've
to
probably
become...
bored you all enough. Do we have anyone from Idaho in the chat at all? I'm just wondering.
You're back.
What's back? Did I leave?
What?
No, I'll be right back. Sorry.
Oh, right. Okay. Do we have anyone from Idaho? Do a poll. I don't know how to do a poll.
You have to do it on the actual YouTube website in your stream. So kind of a pain.
That sounds hard.
Practice makes perfect.
I just feel like Idaho ain't real. It don't exist. Well, I feel some connection to Idaho then. Idaho, Idaho.
Yeah.
Idaho. See, I have been awake for so long that I'm getting really silly now. Really, really silly. David, are you trying to get a tool out of me? Is that what this is all about?
Me first, David. Get out of here. Get.
What is it with this tool begging thing?
I don't know. I'm kidding.
Really? No. It's fine. It's fine. I'm not going to do a sale though. I'm not going to be like, you get a tool. You get a tool. You get a tool.
No. You just need it like so people can post links and stuff.
I know. I have a tool in a few different chats now, probably 4 or 5. But it's work. Like I put work into that. Like I make sure if I'm there that I do the things, the naughty things, if I can, unless I'm like falling asleep. Like because often when I'm in the chats, I'm like there, and I have my little set of links, and I'm doing my thing, and I'm like, because it's nighttime for me, and if I'm really careful because like if I fall asleep and I have my finger there, and I'm trying to do the pacing of the chats, I could accidentally block someone or time them out really easily. It hasn't happened yet, I don't think. But if that ever happens to anybody, just like look up what the time is in Australia and forgive me, please. Because I didn't mean to. I was just falling asleep.
Scout's honor.
It's nothing personal. Anyway, can I just get a couple of comments before we finish up? Because from over here, I only see my little narrow view of what's happening over there, and I follow trials, and I see a lot more law crime news than I think the general populace would.
Yeah.
Do you think that this story has infiltrated the media enough for this man here to, at the moment, if he were to go to trial in the next year, say, or 18 months, do you think that public opinion has been swayed enough about this man for him to really struggle to get a fair trial at this point? Would you say yes, he could have a fair trial? No, very difficult for him to have a fair trial. Just yes or no?
It'll be difficult. It's going to come down to voir dire, kind of like in the Casey Anthony case.
Yeah.
They had to move like an hour and a half away or get a jury like 90 minutes away and sequester them. But it's possible to have a fair trial. It's just going to be a lot more work for the defense to really pick out who wants to be on the jury for just to convict him.
Just to convict him, yeah. Exactly. And if death penalty is still on the table,
that's crazy.
It's just to force him to take a plea.
Yeah. Exactly.
Which is bullshit, but yeah.
Mm.
Okay, David. Hang on a minute. There you go, David. Dear me.
But I don't
He's
get to
in
be a
there
mod
going,
either.
oh, for goodness sake. Al, can you just leave it till next one? I've got like enough on my mind. I've got things, I've got people coming, and I've got, you know, like putting people's chats on there, and like people are going, oh, I want a tool. Like, jeez. And I haven't slept in 24 hours. So it's like, okay, I gave MLS one. He's like, look at my wrench. He's so happy now.
No.
Check him out. He's like a kid with a little shiny thing.
Him and Val are just so immature. They're so.
They're being little kids, aren't they?
I know. I'm much more mature than them.
Oh, you? Yeah. I saw you before in Extreme, and
what?
You were like trying to be all professional, and then the cats were like, boom, and you're like,
oh yeah, I need to post that. I was on Nick's stream earlier, and like Babu first jumps up into my like TV console thing that I stream from onto a shelf, and then he like hops out from the back, knocking a bunch of stuff off it, and just like making all this noise. So
yeah. So this is going to be the end of the stream. Thank you so incredibly much. So many people have shown up and shown their support. Yeah. Thank you, Jamie. That's obligatory Jamie giggle. I especially want to say thank you to this guy, because this is usually when he streams after Jodi, and he's given that up for me today, and he's helped me so much. Put me on the screen for the last couple of weeks so I can really find my way, and also help me co-host today so I can find my way around the software, and just generally being really supportive. So thank you very much, Sal, for that. Very much appreciated. And Jamie, you are just a treasure. Beautiful person. Love being around you, and just one of the best people I know in this community. Thank you for everything you do. Already has to thank you to David and everybody in the chat who's come along today, everyone who has come along and subscribed. I just can't thank you enough, and I don't want to take up too much of your time with all of the Oscar speech. I will definitely be back. If you have watched already the Dingo Ate My Baby pre-record, you will know that there is another live stream coming up, which is going to be giving far more information about that case, which is full on travesty of justice, crazy case. And I want to go into a lot more detail about that and shock you all with a ton of stuff about that one. And it'll amaze you like how much that one reminds you of this Zachariah Anderson, and please don't forget this one. So can someone please chuck I have some mods now. So can someone please
do your job now?
Yeah, can someone please throw a link to Zachariah's website or his Give Send Go, please?
Well, I'll do that. Oh, I'm not a mod. Never mind. I'm kidding.
Where is he?
I'm kidding. FreeZachariahAnderson.com, Val.
Yes, please. Thank you. If you haven't pressed like on the stream, or if you haven't subscribed, or both, please do so. And I'll let you all go and have a wonderful Saturday or Sunday if you're up with me in the next week already. And unless anyone else has got anything to say?
Yeah.
No?
Good job. I like
Thank you.
Good job.
I love the little like slideshow thing. That was fun.
Oh, it's so nice. Hang on. Let's go like this. Bye, everybody.
Bye.
Have a great day.
Do you know how to end it? Hit end, not leave studio.
I'm going hit end.
Okay.